till some people get in here. Well, people used to be going live anymore, so let's see if we can get in there and make a few adjustments. Meantime, hey. Oh, freaking bugs, man. Alright. Hopefully it's working. Here. What is sticking in the way? Oh, it's a piece of glass. Are we live? This shit playing it? Yep, minute 33. Oh well, I guess everybody's asleep. Anyways, I'll just start talking to myself here and start doing the show, and then that way you could watch it on replay later. Alright, so I was going to tell the story of the teacher, but we're going to have to wait until we got an audience for that, because people start showing up. I'd be halfway through the story, so let's just start off with a science report instead. Alrighty, so zoom in just a little bit more than that. There we go. Oops. Nope. All right. Oh, there's some people now. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. Get this a tad bit lower. Nope. Oh well, I'm working on new setup and equipment and stuff, so you just kind of. All right. So this is back on July 5th, all right? And some people that have been here at my channel for a while kind of know what to look for, and hopefully you can see what's in there. And what can I use to prop this up just a tad bit more? Oh, well, now do something like that maybe. All right, so a couple days back or a week or so ago, we were talking about these, this image right there, this black hole right here. Okay, this is a black spheroid object. You can see the plasma going over it. It's three-dimensional. Hi, Hopkinson. Oh, sweetie, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, you're the first one in the chat room. Oh, that's what I need to do, too, is open up the chat. Anyways, just kind of getting warmed up here. A few people making it in. Let's see if we can go like this really quick without cutting the live stream. It's a little bit better. All right, so here's your round spheroid object. This is a a stellar core. It fits the definition of a black hole, and it's right next to our sun, ripping plasma off the sun. So here we are, July 5th, 2026, just about 5 days ago, when we had the series of M-class flares and stuff. So usually there's little satellite objects that are rotating around this bigger one. There's the bigger one right there, okay? I think you can see how the plasma draped over it, that it's a... pause on it too. Whoops. I guess we'll go around one more time. Whoops. All right, right about there is good. So this bigger object, these other ones that were, coming off left and right are little satellite objects, little moons that are orbiting around this bigger one right here, okay? So you can see one here, and when we put it back into motion, you'll see there's several around, pretty close to the object right there. But you can make out the shape of it, and by the way, the three-dimensional spread, this conical shape spread on the plasma here. So this is a bigger, like the core of a dead star, probably, or binary twin, maybe, and with other little smaller stellar cores rotating around it. So we're going to go put that back into motion. And they're hard to detect, but see, there's a little moon that's further out from it. Its orbit's further out. That little thing almost looked like a ship. But and then there's our bigger object. So that just happened, what, 5 days ago, and pause right there. Okay. And then it's hard to get the trajectory of this anymore because stereo A is working now. The fifth. Yep, it caught it too. Let me zoom out just one more. Right there. Okay. All right, so that was back on the 5th. There was a little activity the day before, too, some of the outer moons or whatever, and then the day after it. So that was the 5th. Let's go to the 6th here. Okay, so just little outer moons and stuff that, still trailing, behind or, possibly further, a different orbit, a little further out from the main object. Now, let's see. Let's go back really quick here to the 5th. And let's pause on. So there's a little moon right there. That's like the Nibiru one. And then there's the main object right there. All right. So actually, can we go a little bit further? Boom, boom, boom. Oh. Right about there keeps most of it in the frame. So it's right at the circular object right there. So it's a lot bigger than the sun. This black occulter is not the sun. The white circle here represents the size of the sun. So you got a bigger core that just passed by on the 5th. Now, some of the CMEs that come off of this came off at a different angle and didn't come at Earth, but we do have some coming towards Earth. And here's our spiral loop right here. This is one that I think came off today or something. Anyways, so there's another CME heading at Earth, and we're going to be absorbing more energy, right? And whoops, go back to here. So this bigger object and all the other little objects make the, all kinds of solar flares and stuff, and some of that energy comes our way. So I'll go over here to this, back out of that. And so far today, the X-ray flux has been pretty flatlined. So there's no activity really today. That was the last few days. But it takes 3 to 4 days to get here to Earth, right? So what we've been having is this effect where, let's go back to this again. So say the CME, the plasma that was on this, came off at a different angle, went back that way, all right, away from the Earth, because this satellite is between us and the Earth, so it's not coming at us. The plasma is going back that way, but this object still could cruise this direction right at the camera and come by us, and it's black. You can't see it, but it causes it causes like disruptions in our weather, especially vortexes, because it's so big. It has so much gravity that anything, liquid or weather, it would cause a vortex. And we got that big ass cyclone spinning off of Taiwan. It's about to wipe Taiwan off the map. Anyway, so this is not it, but do you see more than just a typhoon there? I swear, God's talking. Look at that. It's all about faces, too. Faces in the clouds, faces in the weather and stuff. So, usually when this object comes by, this big-ass object, it'll cause a huge cyclone or a huge hurricane. And sometimes, if the configuration... Whoopsie, get out of there. If the configuration of, the outer moon right here that went by first... So, here we go. Whoops. In reverse. So that's the main object. Now we're starting over the loop here. So this little object right here has a lot of magnetic has a strong magnetic field. Okay, almost as strong as that one. All right, so we get two storms if the configuration's right when they're passing Earth. We'll get two storms at a time, just like this. That's the big one. Pop it back open. That's the bigger object because it's got a stronger pull on the Earth and the water and the weather and everything. And here's that other moon with a pretty strong magnetic field disrupting the weather too. It's Nibiru and Nemesis. No kidding. All right, so let's go back to Story of the Teacher. All right, so there was this teacher. He liked to do a little test on the class, and it was more like a psychological test on him, right? And what he would do is on when the curriculum got to chapter 4, he'd come in that day a little bit late after the bell rang. All the students are looking around. Where's the teacher? Where's the teacher? And he kind of runs in the door really quick, disheveled and breathing kind of heavy, and says, "Oh, you guys, I have to go down to the main office and help the secretary fix the printer. So the printer's jammed, and it's probably going to take the whole period. So I probably won't be, here most of the period today. I know that's upset you guys." And the kids are all cheering. "Yeah, all right, dude, teacher's gone." So he grabs a couple of tools and stuff, all disheveled, and runs out the door and closes the door and takes off. Oh, let me back up a little bit. First, he tells him, "All right, so I'm going to be gone in the office all day or this whole period, helping fix the printer. So I want you to open your books to chapter 4." And he always did it at chapter 4 for some reason. He's like, "Open your books to chapter 4 and read chapter 4 and just give me a little something on it. If I get back before the period's over, we could read a few. If not, we'll go over them tomorrow." So he splits and takes off. So the kids start looking around and, "Hey, he's really gone? Oh my God, look at this golden opportunity." So what's really happening is the good students open up their books to chapter 4, and in chapter 4 is a little note, a little envelope and a note. And it says, "This is a note from your teacher. I'm doing a test on the students today. Just You've already passed the test just by opening up. Now just read chapter 4 and whatever happens, just don't be a part of it," or whatever. So what's going on is the teacher left, but he's watching the class through the little glass window in the door. And he even tells the kids that looked at chapter 4 in the note, it says, "Don't worry, if anything goes down, I'm right here outside the door watching the class." And the kids that read the note look up at the door and they see the glass little slot in the door and they see the teacher peeking through there. So they're like, "Oh," so they're in on it a little bit, if you understand what I mean. So they look down and they just start reading chapter 4. Meanwhile, the bully gets up, starts picking on the little nerdy kid, and he's intimidating him and smacking him around and stuff. And all these behaviors start coming out of the classroom, and pretty soon it's a fight breaks out, and then there's kid pulls out a knife to defend himself, and it's getting kind of crazy. All the other stuff's going on. It's getting pretty hairy, and now the two of the kids are considering taking turns on the little cheerleader girl, and they're about to rape her. And it's getting really kind of gnarly in there. And the teacher just lets it go to a certain point, and then all of a sudden, freeze! He opens up the door, and all the kids freeze. And he's already seen what they've done. So, he's like, "Okay, you guys that read chapter 4, go, you can go on to your next class. The rest of you guys are coming down to the office, right?" So it's a little scenario kind of like that where the teacher is here watching. And what you don't know is that he's doing a little experiment. He's finding out who the good kids are and who, the troubled kids are. He wants to know the troubled kids' history and their past so he can meet them on a level at their level, and they're more teachable when you're relatable at a level playing field or whatever. So he gets a psychological profile on all the students, knows who the good kids are, knows who the bad kids were, what little crimes their tendencies are, if not monitored. God dang bugs, man. It's old touchscreen thing. All right. So, little story about the teacher there, and chapter 4. Open up your books, and dang, I gotta get a different screen for doing shows because little bugs get through the. Come on, there we go. So now was a little lesson there of the teacher because he's already here. He's already watching. He's been taking notes on everybody for a while. It's like he's making a list and checking it twice, finding out who's naughty and nice. All right, so there's that. Let's go. So we covered this. I showed you the black hole. We can do my channel. Oh, let's do a little earthquake report. So, what happens is when this energy comes in, it gets collected up by the magnetic field. The magnetic field polarizes it, takes it to the poles. The poles absorb it and send it down to the core. So the core heats up, and it's metal. So when it heats up, it expands. Oh, these bugs are just killing me. Where is this little bastard? Anyways, the core is metal, so when it heats up, it expands outward, right? Come on, I just want the darn little display here. All right, that's good. All right, so your core heats up and expands outwards. The outer core is like semi-viscous or metal too, and it heats up and wants to expand outward too, but there's all this magma on top of it, right? And the crust, keeping it from expanding outward. There's so much pressure right there that it's hard for the outer shell to expand outward. So what happens is it expands downward onto the core that's expanding outward, and the two start to rub on each other. Those vibrations that come out of that, the two grinding together. Remember them old wooden whistles that you could? It's like a metal tab and a piece of wood, and you could make it squeak like a bird or whatever. Similar effect when the core is grinding on the outer core. You get low frequency waves that travel up through the magma, go out the crust and out into space. But they hit the ionosphere and bounce back down as an echo, causing, well, grinding metal type sounds coming from the sky while the ground shakes. The mystery of the skyquake has been solved. All right, cool. Let's move on. So all this heat expanding, coming outward, all this magma is pushing on the underside of the crust, and we're getting earthquakes from it. Okay, volcanic activity is just off the hook. That's what I needed to pull up was the volcanic report. And here, before we do that, here's the sea surface temperature anomalies. We got this super El Nino growing. We also have other volcanic activity on the ocean floor. This kind of tells me right here that this is partially volcanic activity, not the whole thing, but it's volcanic activity underneath this is contributing to the sharper, intense field there. Okay. Up here, this isn't supposed to be all hot right now, so there's volcanic activity on the ocean floor right there. We got over here by Japan, Taiwan, over here. So, and then look at this up at the top of the world. This is where all the ice and stuff is. No wonder why our ice is melting. We got hot water going on up here. Okay. And this is all being induced from pressure down below, pushing on the underside of the crust. It's looking for the path of least resistance, which would be a fracture in the crust or an old volcano. You know what I'm saying? Path of least resistance type stuff, any kind of perforation in Earth's crust. Um, Even those fracking sites, there's a little puncture in the Earth's crust. So there's some of the activity that's been going on under the oceans. Okay, not much longer to go here, especially with this thing getting closer and closer each time. That thing right there, and all the other moons that rotate around it. Pretty soon we're going to have two moons in the sky. We're going to be seeing, a regular moon during the daytime and something else cruising through there. All right, now where are we going here? We'll go back to this. So we had no it doesn't show any. What are we looking for? All right, it's all green for the next 10th, 11th, and 12th. Okay, because this tracker showed one coming, but that may have already impacted us. So we've had some impacts in the last couple of days, and what I'm expecting is earthquake activity to start to pick up here and volcanic activity too as well. Like 80 volcanoes going off right now, something like that. Um, all these magnitudes 5.1, a lot of fives today, so a little slight ramp up in the amount of fives today, but all in all, not too bad. All right, let's get out of there. We did that one. So we got heat and pressure coming from down below, pushing outward on the crust, and the crust is like it's like over boiling a hard boiled egg. It expands from the outside and cracks the shell open from the inside out, and that's the activity that we're having with our planet, and it's ramping up too. So let's go find the volcanic report. Um, Oops. Come back here. Is that the one? Yeah. So up above here, 43 erupting and 38 in warning. So the warning ones are semi-active. So come back here. What was it? 43 and 38. Let's try one more time. 43 and 38. So it's 81. Yeah. Semaru, always going off. I'm looking for volcanic heights, plume height. Looks like they're not putting the height in there anymore. There's 1,500-meter high. 5,000 feet there at Krakatoa. Oh shit, that's what I want to talk about. This is Krakatoa, the son of Krakatoa. Krakatoa volcano is the one that put the world into darkness for a whole year, and a lot of people died because they all starved and stuff. And this Krakatoa is inside the crater of Krakatoa. It's like the new little version of Krakatoa inside the crater of it. And it had a 5,000-foot blast. Now, something I was talking about a long time ago, or that I was watching for, is when this one starts going off. The son of Krakatoa, the Krakatoa. When that thing starts going off, that's an indicator that we're getting closer and closer. Merapi, Semaru, 15,000 feet. Dacono. Okay, so here's 5,000. You get the list at the bottom. Verase, a bunch of new ones. Nevada de Longavi. And no list at the end. So we're still having a lot of volcanic activity from down below. So, and every time we get a CME coming our way, that's when your earthquake activity and your volcano activity start to increase. Takes a couple of days for the Earth to absorb that energy. It gets caught up in the magnetic field, directed to the poles, absorbed down to the core. So you don't see the expansion type activity from down below. The day of the impact of the CME. It's usually a day or two later, and then all of a sudden you start to see the effects. The Schumann resonance was nice and quiet tonight, so I'm not even going to bother opening that one up. Ow. Okay, get my chat room pulled up here. So, what avenue should we go down tonight, Hoppins in? Should I do the dot to dot? Because we got kind of new audience coming in too. So, what we can do is go chat room there. Very cool. That way, if I need to insert anything, I can. So, we could do the dot to dot. Start off where it all started and do a history, or all right, cool. It's there. Do. We did a lot of that on that one last night. So, um, oh, I know where I was gonna go. Over to the post. Don't watch that one. That one's too scary. Um. Oh yeah. So here's a little picture of that black hole. Some of these events that were caught. Oh, the musical code. I was going to talk about the code then tonight. A lot of you maybe have heard it now and can't stop hearing it, or maybe haven't even heard it yet. In the musical notes of the song, there's a phrase hidden in there. It's a it's a phrase that's substituted without saying the words. It's substituted with the musical notes. Okay, it's gonna sound weird and all. It's not a ego thing. It's not all about me, but my name is in that phrase, and it says Brian Knight is God and the devil all in one. And this Iron Man song, I would love to play it, but I probably get a strike. But I want you all to know this song, and I'm going to hum it a little bit and just kind of get that tune stuck in your head for a second. All right, so there's your musical notes. Brian Knight is God and the devil all in one. All right, that little phrase runs through all kinds of music. I mean, uh, just go try it out. Turn on a random radio station and just listen to different songs. There's even like commercial jingles have the code in it. Your favorite song. It's probably you've worn it out because you played it so many times. Go back now and listen to it and listen for that code in there. And music is like a 4/4 timing, and the phrase has 5 syllables. So they will play the first 4 words and leave the fifth one hanging, play the first 4 words again. 3 times they play the first 4 words, and then on the fourth bar, they play the last word. Okay, so there's all different types of ways of incorporating that code into the music, and once you hear it, you probably won't be able to unhear it, but it'll be fascinating as you go through different music. You'll hear it there, and you'll hear it everywhere. You can't write music without it. Anyways, that code. Oh yeah, here. Where's my little parakeet? Where'd it go? Something. All these songs have the code in it. These are good examples. Um, I would love to be able to play my own music on here. All right, so where'd it go? These are some of the other clouds that I've been capturing and stuff. That one's like a cat face or a little fox. There we go. This wolf face right there. There's another wolf face. Some kind of demon or whatever screaming. A kitty cat. See the cat eye right here. The other one's hiding behind the cloud, but it's got like eyelashes or whatever. Just old stuff. Oh yeah, my face showing up in the clouds with a little halo above it and stuff. Crazy, crazy. Is the camera picking that up? It doesn't look like it on my screen. Well, you can always come over here and click on this stuff. Here's the lightning effects of that storm. Come on now. And then there's the radar. A little face hiding in that one right there. I don't know if you can see it, but this one. Oh, I shouldn't have clicked on it. It doesn't get any bigger. Little face with a star behind it. No. Anyways. Come on. Oh, let me scroll down. Refresh it really quick, I guess. This tripod was not the right one. Just some stuff I posted on there. That's when we had the auroras here in my neck of the woods. Oh, what did it say? I hope you're well. I'm hanging in there. Did they miss the solar report? I can do another one. I'll just go back to it here in a minute. What was I looking for? All right. Oh wait, that's what I was trying to get to. So there's crazy stuff in the clouds. There's my face in the clouds. And this is somebody else's picture. I didn't take this picture. This was on some channel, a weather channel or something. This is around my house, like a bulldog type character. Eye, the nose right here, and little teeth coming up from the bottom. Can you see that little face right there with like a diamond for an eye right here? There it is. A little closer. Crazy stuff in the clouds everywhere I go. There's my broken heart, shredded and ripped in half. You see the artery going down here. It's about to bust too. UFOs hanging out in my yard. Watch, follow, and study me everywhere I go. These faces in the clouds and UFOs and all kinds of crazy stuff. Here's like this dog or something. Eyes right there, right there. You see his tongue sticking out. That's like a cat, but it's a character from Pokemon. I don't forget the name of it, but a little character from Pokemon right there. Some of these things are not just necessarily animals; they're cartoon characters. Yeah, that face by the moon is wild. That's my face too, dude. We'll go cover that tonight too. Oh man, this camera not big enough. This is a little like a magnetic bubble that was captured over the fields out in Midwest or whatever. Some of this this is what I wanted to play. Now we got temperatures rising on the ocean floor, and it's driving some of the fish from down there up higher in the water column because it's too hot down there. They're used to cold water. So we're capturing all kinds of different creatures in that water column coming up from the bottom. And let's just see if we put a little sound on that. Let's start that over again. Give it a little sound. Echolocation. Think maybe that's a Leviathan creature, the Mesosaurus from Jurassic Park. And it looks just like it. I mean, it's almost like they got the design from this creature. We can go back to do some of that really quick here. But just a little example of some prehistoric creatures from down below are coming up to the surface. So enjoy your swim. All right, moving on. So let's go back. So solar report right here. This is the 5th. I just want to point this out. We can go. We didn't even finish it really. So back on the 5th, we had our big object and several of the satellite moons kicking up the sun, ripping plasma off the sun. These guys think that the sun burps out these solar flares. Well, it's not. It's another magnetic field interacting with the sun's magnetic field. And you can see that here, let's move it a little faster, pick up the pace here. It'll be a little clearer when we... Oh, that ought to give nightmares right there. Now, this stuff can be disturbing, so... Anyway, so that was the 5th. Now we got to go take a peek. I don't think there was much activity today because we went over to the... Yeah, pretty quiet today. A little bit there. Looking mighty sus. Nah, just a few ships arriving. No big deal. All right, let's go back one more day here. That was the 9th. Yeah, this is the one right here. So the bigger object went by on the 5th. This is 3 days later. We still got some of the trailing moons. And this is a big ass rope of plasma that this object ripped off of there. It's got a strong magnetic field, so it took a good bite. All that is still glowing hot way out here. You can actually see the object rotating and moving the plasma around. That's a... Wow. Okay, so that was on the 8th. We had the bigger object on the 5th. Now, what I was saying sometimes is even if the plasma is not heading our way, the object itself might, make a close pass, and it's retaining heat. And we'll get these unexpected geomagnetic storms when there was no CME heading our way. This is the cause of that effect. Everybody's like, hey, there was no CME coming our way. How do we get a magnetic storm? Well, the object itself, even though the plasma is not glowing around it anymore, it passes maybe 4 million miles away or whatever, and its effects cause vortexes on the planet. We have that big typhoon going on over there in Taiwan. So it's when those two objects, the little moon and the bigger object, when they brush by Earth, they cause two vortexes sometimes. It depends on their alignment. But this one is the bigger object, and this is the other moon with the strong magnetic field that's out front, the Nibiru object or whatever. And you'll have two storms lined up back to back like this. Sometimes, not every time, but there's an example of sometimes when it causes the storms, and we'll have two of them at a time. So, you guys want to see this? I showed you the mark on my side, right? The stab wound on my side. Here's the little birthmarks on my feet, right there. Right there. And every time I get in the shower, they just glow. I mean, they get all bright and defined and everything. So not only do I have that birthmark on my side, I also have these matching birthmarks on my feet. More cloud activity. Here we go. Here's the big bad wolf. Huffing and puffing. Little character from Star Wars right there. Sits on Jabba's lap or whatever. Here's the Grinch. Got the Grinch following me around everywhere I go. Yeah, the ocean temps. Yeah, we'll do that one really quick here too. I forgot to do that. Right there. I'll go back to this. Yeah, and it's just getting hotter and hotter and hotter. It's like a runaway train. It's just going to continue. Here's your El Nino, your super El Nino or whatever, and not all of this is El Nino. Some of it is volcanic activity. Um, back a while back when I was doing these reports, we were seeing little pop-ups here off the coast that were in this zone right here. So I believe part of this is due to the volcanic activity plus adding to your El Nino effect already. Um, Going on up here in the Pacific, that's a healthy little patch that should be all cold water right now. Come over here to Japan and Taiwan, and they're all glowing yellow. Okay. Um, this is disturbing up here. This is not good. So here we are at the top of the planet where all the ice is, no longer there because we got hot water just melting it away and just going to town. So that is not good. Not good at all. And then we come on down here. Is that a dude screaming right there? Ah, it is. Okay, moving on. Little hot pockets on the ocean floor right there. Okay. South America. Still got that activity going on. So there's that. Uh, this is heating up over here. They're getting volcanic activity over here in this region and also underwater as well. So the temperature's rising. The frog is slowly starting to boil in the pot. Okay, so there was that one. Earthquakes were all basically nothing big yet. So okay, jumping all around here. Let's see. No, that's not the one. This was our sun on 2018. Yeah, not good. That's the sun. There was like a object went in front of it and blacked it out for 4 minutes or something like that, and then did a let's see if we can find that one. What was it called? Oh man, what was it called? Oh man, I can't remember the title of it. Shit. I know. No, it's not. Let's see here. Where'd it go? Let's see here somewhere. Sorry, I'm looking for a little video. There it is. All right, let's get to this stuff.
Test. See? Show a different image here too. Again.
a birthmark of a stab wound on the side of my chest. Now, these angels that I've been capturing, well, they're also messengers. And they said, you need to investigate your birthmark. And I'm like, I don't have one. Well, lo and behold, I did. And I found out that any mortal wound suffered in a previous life comes back on your next body as a birthmark. It's like a spiritual scar, kind of like an identification tag here. So I don't have tattoos because I got something better. I got the mark right there.
All right.
And it's got faces in it.
So, I showed you Mary.
Yeah, do it again.
This. There it is. See? That's the mark. Alright. So, I showed you Mary.
Yeah, pretty gnarly. I've been going through the craziest shit. Revelation 12 happened to me. It's happening all around you, but it's actually physically happening to me. It's like gnarly. The affliction is just painful, painful. Every day is just pain and exhaustion, and but we keep going. Let's just keep going. Anyways, kind of put those out there. Little reminder that everything gonna be okay, you guys. Okay. I found you. You found me. You guys are okay. The rest of the world, I don't know how well they're gonna be handling this shit because it's ramping up. And the last year, what I went through was uh, just off the hook. Oh, yeah, not that one. Yeah, another face in the clouds there. Okay. How'd you like to have this stuff following you around everywhere you go? Get a little freaky. All right, there's that face too. Now that was the one that started off as the wolf.
An eye here and an eye right here. Here's the nose, and here's some lips, and it looks like he's blowing. You can make out his ear over here.
Is that Seven Spalding?
Horns and stuff.
Yeah.
His eyebrows.
Good to see you, bud.
There we go.
Now this isn't pareidolia. These are like precision faces, 3D faces, not 2D. So everything you're looking at, these are miracles. This is a miracle. This is a sign that was, told you look up and you'll see things in the clouds and stuff. So when you see a face like this, these are a miracle. A lot of people don't know what a miracle is because they've never seen one.
Really makes them pop now. So
there's that face right there. There's the other one. So I got UFOs, angels that follow me everywhere I go. They watch, they follow, they study.
Putting their trust in nursing, in hospitals,
This little one right here.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back. So I'm real excited.
All right, pause it right there because we got a good shot of it. Can we please stop clicking? All right, this little angel's hovering at an angle like this. So if you tilt your head to the right, you see we got the legs dangling down right here. Okay, there's a wing going up that way, a wing going across this way. There's the torso area. You see this black stripe is the hair hanging down from the head. So it's a little angel floating over this kid that's sleeping.
I needed to show you this one. This is an angel that was captured on my security cameras, and now I've run it through the filter here. So if you turn your head to the right, about 45 degrees, you can make out the head, the hair, the breasts, it's a female, the torso, the waist, the legs coming down here, a wing coming off here, a wing coming off over here. And we'll zoom in on this real quick, because this one's nice and clear that you can. Okay, and this is an angel that was caught hovering in a shaft of light over this sleeping child down below here. So, zoom in on it again. Just excited that you could see it a lot clearer now because before it was kind of faint. And now with these filters, I'm able to make these images pop a little bit more for you guys so you can see them. I'm sorry.
All right, so there's the angel. Let me get this one really quick here. I didn't really have a game plan for tonight's show. I was just kind of putting something together on the fly here.
So disturbing, I can't even describe.
All right, so Mary, angels, shit showed up in my garage.
Welcome
Oh, yeah.
back. So I've been going through some of the old
So note the date right here. This is November or October 5th of 2017. This is 10 days, 11 days after the Revelation 12 star alignment. Now, in that revelation, there were two signs. A great woman with the moon at her feet, with the sun, bathed in the sun with the moon at her feet and a crown of 12 stars. Puh. Right? And then there was another sign, a great red dragon, but nobody saw the dragon. So they kind of poo-pooed it because the other sign didn't show up. Well, what happened is the dragon happened before that star alignment. If you read the Revelation, it says the dragon stood before the woman or in front of the woman. So the woman was on September 23rd. Well, the dragon, I captured the dragon on September 10th. And after that, my life just went upside down, inside out, the craziest stuff. That's when the affliction started, was that day right there. And it's just been this brutal assault ever since. So there's Mary's head looking down at mine. I'm a mess. I just did the wake up call video. Didn't want to do it, but I did it anyways, and just came out here crying, screaming, praying, fell to my knees, and just I probably cried for an hour there. And then there's an angel over here, a silhouette of an angel. Here, I'll turn the volume back up.
to us, standing in a shaft of light. Here's his head. There's a glow over the head. The wings are extended, and there's a feather coming off. The last feather coming off is crossing over these brown roof tiles in the background here. And you can make out there's an angel right here. And you can even see his head right here.
Okay, and that was October 5th, and then for like 2 years,
The angel is
I didn't know, but this event the night before was captured, and I didn't know about this one for about 2 years, and something told me go back and look to see if I missed anything, and here's the Revelation 12
right
baby.
here. And this was actually captured the day before the other picture, but I hadn't found it for years later until I was digging around through my, my old pictures and stuff, and went even further back to see if I'd missed anything, and I captured this one. And we're going to zoom into this streak right up here, this one right here. Just bear with me for a second here. Now, hopefully, you can see that we have a lady's profile here. Here's her eye, here's her forehead, her snub little nose, here's the bottom jaw, she's smiling, she's looking down, and she's holding a baby, and here's the baby's head right here. Here's the face, the back of the head.
Yeah, it's
here's
not
her
picking
arms
it up very well,
around
is
like
it?
this, and she's holding the baby. Now I'm going to run this through the filter real quick, and it's going to enhance it, but a little bit too much. Still make out the baby's head right here. Pull back a little bit. There we go. And this was captured on October 4th. So this was about 11 days after the Revelation 12 sign. All this stuff started happening to me just prior to the Revelation 12 sign, and then right after it. So it said the woman was about to give birth. Well, it looks like maybe she gave birth, and here's the little baby being caught up to God.
Actually jumped into me. I'm the one taking the picture.
A lot better there. Hopefully you guys can see this a little bit better now than before. We'll undo the filter real quick just so you can get the original. Now you can see the baby's head just a little bit better. You can make
Yeah,
out his little
swirling
ear.
dragons in the clouds and stuff in the sky. Yeah, because of this system. You're right.
We'll put the filter back in again. And there we go. There's your Revelation 12 baby being born right there in my garage, caught on my security camera. So that's it for now. My next video, I've been capturing demons and Satan as well. And I'm
Okay,
gonna bring
so
that stuff to you
all this
too.
stuff is
And I'm gonna
paranormal
glorify
activity
him.
happening around me. I got UFOs that follow me everywhere I go. Marrying angels showing up. The Revelation 12 baby born in my garage. I mean, it's kind of obvious what's going on here. You know, I don't like to have to come out and say that sentence because it makes you sound crazy. But I think you guys are picking up what I'm laying down, right? And it's still going through it right now. It's just, I'm not done yet. I'm a trooper. All right, so that happened. And where's this one with the dragon face in it? It should be right around that one. Oh, no, it's back there. Hang on, my bad. These little craft, I got these craft showing up in the clouds. See that one here in a minute, too. Where'd it go? Yoda and Death Star showing up in the clouds. Crazy, crazy stuff. There it is. I mean, everything I'm showing you are miracles. They're all real miracles that happened, and I captured them on, with my camera and stuff. I was going to say captured them on film, but we don't use film anymore. Oh, that's so annoying. All right, let's get the...
Here's our pyramid. Boom. Boom. Crown right here. Okay, there's 3 prongs coming up from a crown. Here's the rim of the, that would go over the
there it is.
forehead.
Sorry, okay.
This thing moves in.
Now my son took this picture. I didn't take this one.
Cloud coming in. I'm gonna pan back out, kind of give you some perspective a little bit.
There it is. All right. So in this mosaic of dots, the picture is comprised of, we're in this like white dotted stuff, is this face with an eye here, an eye there. There's the nostrils, the mouth, horns, the face of a dragon. It's in like the etherical. Can you see that? It's 3-dimensional face. It's not like 2D. It's got depth to it. There's an eye, the eyes. As soon as you make eye contact with those 2 eyes, the rest of the face should fall in. So dragons are real. There's the dragon. Okay. It showed up before the woman, right? So, and then it was in this little UFO cloud. So, yeah, when that system moves through, we get UFO activity and we get dragon type structures in the clouds, and they're real. I'm a knight. I have to battle them. I should know. They're real. And I think you guys kind of see what's going on. I'm showing you the invisible realm now visible. Okay? That's another miracle. Making the invisible visible, right? So there's the dragon's face right there. And then, so it's kind of undeniable. I got this biblical activity following me, watching me, studying me everywhere I go. If I go to another town, it just follows me there. It's like I can't shake it. It's all over all the time. After a while, you just get used to it.
What a weird nose. It actually looks like a creature or something like that.
Yeah, this is
Okay, now in this...
all right, this is the cloud that I captured, right? And it's the same object as this.
Is this vertical stabilizer right here. Okay.
All right, so this is another thing that follows me around in the clouds, and it's the same craft. It's advanced races from 1,000 years ago that had the ability to fly, right? So advanced races from the past still follow me around everywhere I go, watching, following, studying my every move, right? And then I'll go back and do the Star Wars one too, because we got Yoda showing up in the clouds, following me around, studying my every move. Ooh, I should do that one with the heart too. There it is.
Savor the spirits of the frontier.
Alright.
If you tilt your head to the right a little, but there's Yoda in the sky right there.
Alright. Ears, eyes, bubbled head, stubby little chin. And Yoda, an ascended master, right? Advanced races from the past follow me around. I got ascended masters like Yoda that watch, follow, study my every move. Maybe because of who I am. We're in that season, aren't we? So I wonder if possibly this guy here. All right, so we did that one. What was the other one I saw that I wanted to do? Oh, this one, yeah, that's the one. Just a little bitty, real quick.
Howdy, folks. Welcome
I'm gonna
back.
play for a second.
Snapping some pictures of the clouds yesterday, and I noticed something forming in the clouds. What looked like a face over here. And I'm going to start zooming in on this face because it's a real face.
And you can't see it when you zoom in. You have to zoom out.
Back behind it here, let's zoom in just a little bit. You'll notice that back behind here, this face is being projected by Jesus's heart right here. You can see it radiating out. Here's Jesus's face. He's pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart. His heart's radiating out this image.
Yeah, the answer to that question was yeah. The little moons have a magnetic field too, and they travel along with the bigger object.
There's a crown right here, also in the ether, radiating out this image in the sky.
Oh, go back. There's a little bit. I want to freeze frame.
Closing his heart.
All right, there's such a beautiful image right there.
His heart's radiating.
All right. Radiating out my face. His heart is making my face in the clouds. Think about that for a minute. Why is that happening? Maybe it's like 2.0 or something like that. All right, and then coming a little further along here.
Right up in here, you can see that there's a face, two eyes, smile. Here's the head. And the arms are outstretched, and he's holding a cell phone taking pictures of the sky. This is an image of me taking the pictures of the clouds. So the clouds are now mimicking me taking pictures of them. Pretty crazy. Tilt your head to the right a little bit, and you can see it a lot clearer.
Got a piece something stuck in my camera.
Go in on his eyes. There. Face. That's what my eyes must look like when I'm looking up at this stuff in amazement, just going, wow, no way. Pull back. You can see that that's part of his face. He's holding out a cell phone, taking pictures. That's me taking pictures of the clouds. All right, I just wanted to bring
Yeah,
it up to you real quick.
What's going on there? Why are the clouds mimicking me taking pictures of it? Here's Jesus' heart projected my face in the clouds. And then we have this activity that happened on Easter.
Liberty Mutual helps you customize and save
Oh,
hundreds on car insurance.
I don't think they know how
I
to
think
make
it's the car insurance pool is paying off homeowners insurance claims now because I think they went bankrupt. So now auto
Folks,
insurance is
welcome back.
covered in the
I
house
know
insurance.
There's a lot of activity going on the sun, but I really don't feel like reporting on that stuff right now. Actually, I want to go back and revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020, around Easter, when I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and you can make out a crown up
It's
here
better
above his
there.
head.
Oops, I bumped
The
it.
crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head.
Now
The crown
pareidolia is
hovering over his
faces,
head. There seems to be
not
almost a
crowns.
little halo around his head too.
And this happened on Easter. So
See that image?
wonder what's
We
going
can
on
zoom
there.
in just a little bit tighter. There you go. Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across, or all of this event, and I'm going to show you more of what happened here. That this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going
God
that
dang,
way.
Bones, man.
Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with the crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus's face and the lion face. Now this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these. And these images that you're looking at have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip book. And you can clearly see Jesus.
And this is before AI. Okay, these are real pictures that I took. This isn't like Photoshop or AI or anything like that. This is a lot of pain holding that camera up, especially got messed up shoulders, torn rotator cuffs, and I'm like trying to hold up a cell phone for an
Until I
hour.
took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these.
Okay, so these faces are in the
images that
clouds
you look-
all over, and you can't see them because they're in a different dimension. They're just outside your field of view. Like if I went and clicked on one of these pictures, it'd be so big on the screen, it'd just look like random clouds. It's not until you step back that you get a clearer image of it.
Have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip book. And you can clearly see Jesus' face here.
All right, enough of that one. Let's go over here. Turn on my channel, back, please. All right. And usually, like these CMEs, depending on the speed, typically 3 days for them to get here. So that happened on the 5th, which would have struck around the 8th. So it takes time for the Earth to absorb that, to absorb that energy. So we're still probably in that range of still experiencing a good sized earthquake from that all that energy coming in. Let me just reconnect. Just something going on there. All right, back in the saddle again. Where is this one? So now, one of the first events that happened to me was an EVP, which is an electromagnetic voice print, and I'd never heard of it before until it happened for real. And I was like, "What?" And then I did an investigation, and spirits can communicate through a spirit box like a radio, and people go out there in haunted houses and they'll ask a question and then tape record it, ask the question, get dead air, but then they rewind back and play it again, and you can hear that dead air filled in with a voice saying an answer, right? Well, that's the EVP, electromagnetic voice print. And some of these EVPs that have been picked up got my name. I'm like, what the heck? They're talking about me in the spiritual realm. Come on, dang it. Bugs, man. Come on. Come on, search it, dang it. There it goes, finally. Alright. Now this was a EVP captured on Storm Chaser. Storm Chaser's chasing these tornadoes down in Fort Myers or whatever, and he's recording flipping over a van, right? But in the background is an EVP saying Brian Knight is coming. And this played on the news. I heard the news report. I was watching the news report and heard this message in the background, and it's like, what? So I captured it.
Outside. They're dangerous.
So, that big old EVP captured on the Storm Chaser's camera. He couldn't hear it, and nobody heard it until they played it on the news, and I don't even think they heard it because I heard it. I was like, oh my God, they're calling my name on the news. And then I went and looked up the video and got a copy of, not a copy of it, but kept the link or whatever so I could play it again. And now it's all disappeared. All the news reports on this event have all been scrubbed off the internet now, and I'm the only one that has this part of it. So, anyways, got all that great stuff going on everywhere I go. It follows me. Let's see. What was the other one we're gonna do? Oh yeah, that one. Let's see. We'll close out with that one too. Video. And then where do we go? Stop it with that shit, huh? I'm gonna have to do shows on my old computer because this touchscreen one, every time a bug lands on the screen, it opens up another app. Just to make it a little more challenging, you know, a little more aggravating. Where'd that go? Ow. It was right there. Here, maybe. Just one last one to show you guys real quick. There it is. Whew. Oh, cool. 11:11.
This is a
11
Howdy,
viewers,
folks.
11 likes.
Welcome back. So here we got you back at this event again because I've discovered some.
We're going to zoom forward to this little bit right here. Please, Lord, can we have the video work today, please?
Howdy, folks.
Right here. All right. Oh, come on. Great. Okay. I guess we'll have to disconnect and reconnect and try one more time. Cool. Back online. Bring it on.
This is a real event, okay? And the reason why I'm bringing this to you now is because
Oh, come on. Play the fucking thing, man. Fucking bugs. Alright.
this is a real event. Okay?
Play from there. Wow, can we make it any more frustrating than this? So, tell you what.
This is a real event.
Yeah, you can play it from that part at the end. I don't want that fucking part, you assholes. I want this part right here. Now play. You see that face in the clouds right there?
Here. I've seen this face a lot lately.
Never mind.
The sound.
So a giant face in the clouds is groaning and spitting lightning.
video about the sound in the sky. So
It spits lightning right out of the mouth area right there. Alright, so there we go. That's a real event. It's already taken place. That's another like sign from the Bible. Strange noises and pealings and thunders and I've seen the face that looks like droid. Yeah, so that event has already taken place. I expect there'll probably be some other events similar to that happening here too soon. So, guys, got to keep looking up. All this stuff's going on up there in the clouds, and everybody got their head buried in their phone. So, but real events going on here, and that. One where Jesus in the clouds turning into a lion on Easter. That's a 2,000-year-old prophecy that came true on Easter. Tell you what, when we go over to that really quick, we'll go back to this one really quick because it's rapture time. So let's get raptured. Let's get caught up, shall we? Like a good song, a good book, you get caught up in it. Takes your mind off of other things for a while. And it was right here. And if you look kind of close, this face here in this video is also my face as well in the clouds. Oh, these ads are just like, can we get any greedier?
howdy,
We'll
folks.
close out
Welcome back. So I know there's a lot of activity going on the sun, but I really don't feel like reporting on that stuff right now. Actually, go back and revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020, around Easter, when I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There
So that's my face right there too. So here you are, all fascinating, intriguing. That's getting caught up in something that's intriguing. You get caught up in something that's fascinating. You're caught up with me in the clouds, aren't you? It's just not the way Hollywood wrote it. But if you think about it technically, we met in the air of cyberspace. You're here with me right now live looking. You're caught up with my face in the clouds. And this happened on Easter in 2020. Okay? It's only supposed to be 7 years of tribulation. And we're in 2028. I think we're 8 years into it. Sorry, not 2028, but we're 8 years into it. So, yeah, we went a little above and beyond. This show is supposed to be over already. So, I'm pushing it as far as I can to get as many people on board as we can. This is the last chance. One of the last chances here, so can't get the politicians to pull their head out of their ass and pay attention. They're going to have us glowing in the dark here in a couple weeks, so just know that all your belief and all that praying and all your hard work's going to pay off. You believers, you see your destination right there. You know where you're going. My followers know my voice. I don't show my face that often. I usually show it in the clouds. But you know my voice, and you can tell the real thing from somebody else who's fake, all right? Most of you guys have been here for a long time and, seeing all this stuff. This is old news to you guys. But this is the real thing. It happened back in 2020. So that's well, actually 6 years. Sorry, my bad. Why did I say 8? Oh, because mine started early. I already went through my tribulation already. I'm on my 8th year. We're supposed to be done, and I pushed the limits to get a little extra overtime, give people a chance. So I want as many people as we can get. You know, I don't want to see anybody have to die because they're, go to hell because they're willfully ignorant. So anybody out there, Hopkinson, you've been awesome at sharing this information. That has blessed you as well. You know, you're doing the Lord's work. It's can be satisfying in that angle as well. So, but think about that first feeling when you started putting it all together. You know, that little tingle you had, and you're like, no way. Is this for real? Yeah, that's what I started saying. Well, no way, this happening to me? Is this for real? But yeah, sure enough, it's real. And I've been through a lot of pain, a lot of spiritual agony, physical, emotional, and spiritual, all three at once. It's just like, it's exhausting. But, oopsie, bugs terrorizing my screen, so we're going to close it out with that right there. But take a good long look at that, because that's your foundation right there, okay? You hold on to that image in your head as tight as you can, because you're going to need it. It gets rough out there, man. You're going to be praying a lot more from minute to minute sometimes, just to make it through the day. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, and what I've learned through this whole process is, well, salvation. Salvation is a little different than what everybody thinks. The root word is salvage. Okay, so salvage what? Well, we're supposed to salvage each day, because sometimes the day starts off good and then it goes downhill. Well, you can't ruin the rest of the evening. You got to try to bounce back, brush off the dirt, get back up. It's not how many times you got knocked down, it's how well do you get back up. Come on, get back up. How well do you get back up? Give me, get up, soldier, let's go. So you just keep plugging along, keep getting back up when you get knocked down. Prayer works a lot. And you'll be able to make it through your tribulation. People without this right now, do you think they stand a chance? Do you think they stand a chance when this world just goes ape shit here in a while? They're going to be freaking out, curled up under their bed. So that's your revelation right there. That's the best. Oh, I'm so happy for that right there. I mean, you guys should be celebrating and rejoicing too, because even though the end's coming, you still get to go on for eternity. Other people are not going to be so lucky. So go out there and try and salvage a few days, salvage a few people. Don't let the news of the day, ruin your day. It's just a headline. If you hadn't heard that headline, you'd be in a better frame of mind. So it's just really a frame of mind, and the battle is in your head, in the mind. So it's hard, a lot of you guys have been trying to practice. I know you guys were having success a long time ago when we were doing this. I had to withdraw my head from that game for a while, because I was saving, rescuing people, pulling off miracles just to, help out people in my area. So that last year has been physically brutal on me. I've been, already in rough shape, and I'm doing all this exercise and moving stuff. So, but I'm back now for a little while until we get this ball rolling here. I think pretty soon gonna be some other signs, and it will be undeniable. And I have a feeling they might be coming my way to ask me what to do. And you guys will know what to do. You have all your knowledge from the Bible. You tell them to pray. Tell them to salvage their day, just like I told you. You know, it's an art form. It doesn't come easy. The moment you start to practice this and use this as a tool throughout your day, you're going to get tested. So you're already being tested. It's better off to have the tool and know that you're, you know, okay, this too shall change. Nothing lasts forever. This too will pass. You know, let's see. You know, maybe I'll feel mad for a little while, but let it run its course. Accept it. Go, okay, I might be mad for a little while. Let it run its course. The sooner you surrender to that whole process, the quicker it ends. You surrender. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna accept I might be mad for a couple hours. I'll try salvaging it again later on, or just whatever. The moment you kind of, you know, surrender a little bit, it lessens the event entirely, and pretty, you know, 5 seconds, 10 seconds later, you forgot it, and you're already over it, and you're moving on. So it's you know, a thank you, Lord, first before you request anything. I always start with a thank you. It's like, you know what, you suffered a lot. Thank you, Lord, for all you did for us. You know, so appreciative. You know, just anything that rolls off your tongue or whatever, and then just ask, hey, you know, can I grant me some serenity to accept these assholes that I gotta fucking deal with? You know, sorry, my French, but you know, along those lines, you know, God, grant me serenity to accept these circumstances, to accept these people, to, you know, acceptance is another, another thing that we have to work on the inside. So tolerance, acceptance, patience. I forget sometimes. I get frustrated with people because I think they know all this stuff, but they don't. They've never seen my channel. They don't know. And I have to remind myself, oh, I was like that once. I didn't know all this stuff, at one point. So they're part of the journey. They're just starting off. You know, I got a long way to go. So those are little tools to use. You know, try to salvage anything. You know, salvage your day. Help somebody else salvage their day. Show them how it's done so they can get relief. As soon as you salvage the day, if something else happens and knocks you back down, don't let it get the best of you. You got to do 2 salvages in a day, sometimes 3. It just depends on what the day throws at you. But it's a good practice to get into, because when, you know, these times get scary here, it's going to come in handy. You're going to have practice at doing it, and then you'll be the one who remains calm while other people are losing their stuff, and you'll be able to help them with their day. Like, hey, you know, even though the world blew up today and, you know, there's no countries left, at least we still have air to breathe. Oops, maybe 5 more minutes, but hey, it's 5 minutes. But I don't know, always try to work at it. It's not easy, and sometimes you fail miserably, and you're like, screw the rest of this day, I'm done. Well, if you're having a bad day and you don't want to think about it, sometimes you're hungry, or I like to just take a nap, and, you know, your brain shuts down for a minute, dreams other stuff, it relieves the stress on your mind for a little while. And when you wake up, you kind of have a different, cleared mind, new attitude, clean slate to start with. So little tools like that. When you guys getting in arguments and, you know, hostilities are starting to erupt or whatever, take a time out. Make a code word that means, hey, we're stopping this argument right now. We can discuss it later. You're getting all worked up or whatever. I used, my code word was yellow, like a green, yellow, red light, right? Yellow is cautionary, so I'm taking a yellow, and that's at least 5 minutes to 8 minutes of not arguing, not talking to the person, walking away, get it far away from them, and distract yourself with something else. Get your mindset changed on something else. Go smoke a cigarette, go walk around, go jump in the pool, do whatever it takes to kind of take your mind off of it for a second. And learning that simple little timeout skill, that yellow skill, it will save you in the end so much headache and stuff. Oh, a lot of fights I look back at, arguments I look back at, I wish I had that tool back then. You know, it wouldn't have turned out like it did or whatever. So little tricks of the trade to help you salvage your day. You know, sometimes you just can't do it, and you go, okay, it's a bad day, go to bed, tomorrow we'll try it again. And sometimes you fail miserably, but don't kick yourself for failing. because at least you're trying to. Okay, we're you've gotten it down now. You know what the concept is. You've salvaged a couple of days already. Now we're going to make you do 2 in one day. So it only makes you stronger. It only makes you tougher. It's not punishment. It's a skill you're going to need here in the near future. I can't even look at the mainstream media anymore without using that tool. Oh God, grant me the serenity to even look at these bozos right now, leading us down the path of destruction. That's ridiculous. But that's what's going on. Anyways, I'm around. Sometimes I don't do videos all the time now because my body's all torn up and I can barely move. So, but when I do get a chance or there's good things to report on, I'll try to go live again. And I think that might be it for tonight. There's 12 people in here, 13. Let's go through the chat really quick and say goodnight to everybody. Jimmy Satterfield, thanks for being here. I can't read this one, man. It's small. Good Lord. They make them any smaller. What did you say, Wendy? Yeah, Wendy Williams. Okay, there it is. Okay. Thank you for being here, darling. Seven Spalding, dude. Hopefully you didn't crash out. Sometimes my voice puts people to sleep, huh? I'm glad you made it this time, dude. It's good to see you again. Hopkinson, if you're still around, bless you, darling. It's good to have some of you guys around. I've lost my family to the mainstream media, to the paper tiger, and now my little sidekick, my little buddy, my cat, just passed away. It was my son's cat, but they never took care of it. It ended up being me who had to take care of the cat all the time, and I didn't know it, but I grew attached to that little turkey. So when he did pass away, it hit me kind of hard. So, but I think that'll be the end of the show because I'm fighting all these little bugs on the screen and stuff. So thank you guys for coming tonight. We'll try and get back out there a little sooner with another show. Supposedly there's my twin flame made it here, darling. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I miss you. And I'm looking forward to the future with you. I understand what you're doing is important, so I appreciate what you do for me, darling. And hopefully you get to see the crazy life you're about to jump into here. Yeah, you're going to be seeing this stuff in the clouds everywhere we go. So, I know you got important stuff to do, so hopefully you get to see this later if you didn't get to see it live, but I was going to show my face again for you to have something to look at, but I'm ugly right now, so. You can always come over here to the channel and look around, do some shopping. Oh, that's what's going on. It's zoom on the camera. All right. I'm all trying to zoom the computer out and it's on the camera. Wendy Williams, yes, clouds are being... Oh. So, say goodnight, Brian. Sorry for your kid loss. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Will the temps... Where's... Oh, really quick, about the volcanic activity on the ocean floor is evaporating more water into the air, okay? Our particulates that come out of the volcanoes have quadrupled since we started this. Every raindrop needs a little piece of ash, a little dirt, just some kind of particulate to cling to make a raindrop. We've quadrupled the amount of particulates, and now we've doubled the amount of water vapor in the air that's being evaporated out of our oceans. We're going to have heavier downpours, bigger storms, and you're seeing that happen already. And it's just a runaway cycle. It's just going to keep going. It's just going to keep, uh, bigger and bigger storms, more water volume per storm, and flash flooding. Just that's what's going on. Every volcanic blast that spews a huge, thing in the air. That's more particulates in the air, and it's just this runaway cycle. So I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Yeah. Here's the 10th. It doesn't probably have too much data because it just flipped over. Yeah, there's no data there really. All right, I think that'll be it. Let's go up to the favorites. Darren. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. All kinds of weird paranormal activity happened to me. Who's that one? Johnny. What does it say? Oh, I can't see. Oh, John Witter. Good morning, my brother. One of my colleagues, Stefan Burns on YouTube, explains all this. I know Stefan kind of stepped up when I had to leave for a while, and I watch his reports. He's not. We agree on some things. He's still caught up in the scientific world and everything. He has no idea about the spiritual, what's really affecting some of the stuff. So, he has the typical scientist perspective, which is fine. He's doing reports where I was missing in action for a while, and I was hoping somebody would kind of step up, take the ball and run with it, and do some reports and stuff. And he's doing a good job. I can't complain, but yeah, at least somebody stepped up and was doing the reports and stuff. So yeah, I watch him every once in a while. When I can't check instruments on my own computer, I'm in the middle of a rescuing people off the top of a mountain or something like that, and I'll flip on my phone and just watch one of his little quick reports, and helps cover all the stuff that I look at anyway. So, but yeah, he's doing okay. He's got more viewers than I have, so he's doing better than me. But let's just say we have different ways of looking at things, which is okay. Yeah. I'd sit down with Stefan and be like, here, let me just show you a couple of basics, and I think you'll catch on a little deeper. See, if you knew that inside the sun, there's a core spinning inside the sun, that's generating a magnetic field, just like the core of Earth spinning in its generates our magnetic field. The magnetic field generated on the sun is on such a big scheme, on such a grand scale, that the magnetic field is actually on fire. Okay, the corona of the sun is just like the magnetic field of the Earth. It's the sun's magnetic field, and it's hotter than the surface of the sun because it's the corona. It's all generated by the spinning core inside of magma, metal, whatever. Motion of metal moving past metal creates a magnetic field. So there's a spinning core in there. We're not quite sure what the size of the sun is, but it's way bigger than the Earth's, and it produces a stronger magnetic field, so strong that it's plasma. Okay? So you kind of understand little basics like that. You can kind of navigate a little better when you understand how it works. And the black hole is not like a hole in the fabric of space-time. It's a super dense core of a burned out star. It's a stellar core. It's a stellar core that's 5 times the mass of our sun. Qualifies as a black hole. So it has to be a stellar core with 5 times the mass of our sun in order for it to change from stellar core into black hole. It's material that's so dense and electron depleted, it's like changed, it's out of phase. it's super depleted of electrons, and it's sucking them off of any kind of thing it can. So sometimes it'll suck passing Earth. It'll kill the batteries in people's cars. It'll drain stuff. It'll brown out some cities or something like that too, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a conduit of plasma between the two objects. It can still strip electrons just in their raw form. So it's super depleted of electrons. Therefore, any kind of light that hits it, it just absorbs it. It doesn't bounce off the surface and back to your eye like a normal object. It gets absorbed because it's so dense and so depleted that light won't bounce off of it. So there's your black hole right there, and we got one right next to the sun. I just showed you pictures of it, and then we just had to pass again on the 5th. Now, back when this all first started, I was tracking the trajectory of it. Stereo A was in a different angle, and you could kind of get a better read on what direction it was going, right? So I could, get a reasonable idea of what direction it's going, and then I would track until the next time it came back. I'd mark it on the calendar, and it was like, once a year, and then it would show up twice a year. Now 3 times a year. Now it's like 15 times a year. More than once a month it's showing up. So that count is quickening and getting shorter. It's a shorter period. So when you understand astrophysics, an object, it dictates that the more mass, the more gravity, right? So come here and pick that up. Thank you. Why is it? All right, so this object right here having, 5 times the mass of the sun qualifies as a black hole, and it's not on the edge of our solar system. Boy, they love to say that every time. It's like they're trying to throw you in the wrong direction. Oh, it's way out there on the edge of the solar system, so you won't look right next to the sun where it's ripping plasma off of it. It's killing the star. It's going to slowly kill the star. If any of you guys listen to Mike from around the world, he talks about the two stars, when they pass each other, would have a plasma exchange. And that's what you're seeing here. Right there. It's taking plasma from the sun, and some of it streaks over because it's, hot and traveling real fast. But all this area is all black. It's a black sphere, super black. And you see the fingers reaching out into it, but not really bouncing back. They're just getting absorbed. Okay. And like I said, the period, it used to be once a year, then twice a year. So astrophysics dictates that if you got an object with more mass, well, maybe it's not going around our sun. This has more mass. I think our solar system is going around it. See what I'm saying? Black hole, we're going around it, and the period is getting quicker and quicker and quicker. Like we've passed the event horizon and we're, going down the toilet type effect. So unfortunately, that was the sign that was shown to me. The dragon was this object, this black hole with the little satellite moon Nibiru that has little wings of plasma that get sucked. It's orbiting the bigger one, so the bigger one is stripping material off of Nibiru that's going around it, right? And it's ripping material off of Nibiru, and the material's going backwards into this one. And it makes these little wing type structures that when the CME ignites it and ignites all that plasma, it glows and has wings, has little red wings on it. And you're like, what the heck? Now I see the winged planet. It's not actual wings from the surface. It's the structure of stuff getting ripped off, the surface of it back to the black hole that creates that streaking effect. And then when it ignites from a solar flare, all that stuff gets lit up. It glows. So I think that's it. Yeah. All right, I gotta go. I was hoping my little gal would show up tonight in the chat room, but I think I know what she's doing. Finally meet my soulmate at the end of my life. It's like, where were you at the beginning? But finally gonna get to meet her and get together. So I love you guys. I'm gonna go, Brian. You're one of the few with the testicles to screenshot and display. Yeah. It does take some testicles. Thankfully, it doesn't, not too much testicles because I got God that protects me. I have protection from the divine. So it's, at first I didn't trust it. I'm thinking, God, I put a target on my back and doing this. This is stupid. What am I doing this for? I'm going to get killed. And I was reminded that, oh no, you got protection. But yeah, this is not an easy topic to talk about and stuff too. I've tried to talk about this stuff with my close family, and it's only caused headaches and problems and stuff. So I can't communicate this stuff to the people I love, but at least I got a new adopted family of people that will give me 5 minutes of their time and take a look at the best thing going on the planet. The moment you believe me, something special happens to you. It's not about me. Something special happens to you. Go out on a limb. Just give me just a shadow of a doubt, or just a little mustard seed, size of a mustard seed, and you'll see. Okay, we're in that time. We're doing this. We're doing this. Okay. I don't know what people think, but there was a guard post, a watchman on the wall that would, watch over the wall all night so people inside the camp could sleep, peacefully, right? So really all I am is a watchman on the wall reporting on prophecy that I catch. When I notice this stuff, and I'm like, hey, that's part of the prophecy. Hey, that's a freaking miracle right there. Miracle. Miracle. All these things I showed you just look like things in the clouds, but think about it. They're miracles. I'm showing you signs and wonders happening all around me, everywhere I go. I showed you the mark on my side, the marks on my feet. I mean, it's not too tough to put together. 2 and 2 is 4. So the tough part is going out on the limb and giving me a chance. So. But when you do, something special happens to you. And how cool is that you get to be here with me on YouTube, huh? A little early introduction to eternity with me, yeah? All kinds of crazy stuff I've been through. 8 years, it's only supposed to be 7. It may be weird, but I feel closer to God in the presence of the system passing. Yeah, but I respect it as well. Maybe it's because I report on it when it comes around. Maybe that's why you feel closer to God. What if you're watching his show right now? Wouldn't that be something? I mean, how blessed would you be if you're watching his show right now? And he's showing you, hey, look at all this crazy stuff I've been through. I'm sitting there taking pictures. This V-shaped thing flies out of nowhere. Just materializes and flies right at the camera. I didn't fake that. That's not a Photoshop. This is all, I documented all this stuff that happened to me. Oh, this one's cool. All right. Yeah. Let's see if we can get this one. All right. So in the foreground or in the ether, this little white streak is the inside of a wing going up and down there. The other wing's going up and down there. It's two angels on their knees bowing. If we could just keep the bugs off the screen. All right, like focus on this spot right here, and your peripheral will pick up the rest. You'll see the head come up of this angel right here. There's his head right there. So it takes a minute to see it, but there are two angels locked wing and wing bowing. Now, angels only bow to God, so, and I'm the one taking these pictures, so, what's going on there? See, everybody got it all wrong. See, they're looking for Jesus. They think Jesus is coming back, but they didn't read the prophecy right. Jesus comes first as a sacrificial lamb and then returns as a lion. But everybody's still looking for a lamb. No, that part's over. He comes back as a lion. Totally different. And it's like, no wonder why nobody gets it or sees me or understands, because they're looking for a lamb. I showed you the wound on the side of my chest. I was alive. I died. And now I'm alive again. I am now, and I'm still to come. Brian Knight is coming like a lion, and he's God. All this stuff happened to me, and I documented it. It's been like a very painful experience. It's like man wants to play God and be God so much. Dude, you don't want this job. It's the worst. Eternal pain and just watching everybody suffering, the body language that comes with it. Oh my God, it'll break your heart. I'm stuck with this gift of reading body language and reading people. And, you know, your loved one comes up to you and tells you they love you and they're lying. Their body's screaming that they're lying and they're saying they love you. Oh, it's so heartbreaking. Oh, you don't want it. You don't want it. It's not all it is builds up to be. It's not lightning bolts and making shit levitate. No, it's pain. How much can you tolerate? A one word for God would be long suffering or endurance. Not like endurance running a race, but enduring all kinds of crazy shit while in pain and still rescuing somebody and doing physical exertion with 2 shattered hips, a broken back, and you're still going. That's what it's like. So it's not fun at all. And then, of course, you get the glory of nobody believing you or trusting you. I've been through every psych ward in the fucking state here, all because they wouldn't give me 5 minutes of their time. That one little angel I showed you a little while ago, hovering over the kids, that angel cost me 8 years. 8 years of just torture. Everybody, oh, you're seeing angels? We'll get your medication. I said, no, I captured them on film, and you can see it. You can see it on the picture. You want to see? Oh, you're seeing angels, huh? I'm like, no, it's not what I said. Everybody twisted it to their advantage, to what they wanted. I suffered in these institutions for a long time, and I'm trying to get the doctor, hey, would you at least give me 5 minutes of your time and go over to my YouTube channel and just look? Please, just look, just 5 minutes of your time just to see the one angel or whatever. Oh, we're not going to feed into your delusion. Excuse me? I'm the only one who's sane on this planet. It's all you all that are delusional, huh? Think about it. Me and about 14 other people here in this chat room are the sane ones. Everybody else lives in the paradigm, in la-la land, in fantasy land. This earth is temporary. It's temporal. They're relying on the temporal when it's about to be gone here soon, when they should be relying on the eternal. Getting ready for, the big wedding. But our media, oh man, they got everybody suckered so hard that they're flipping out because reports we're going to war again. Oh my God, everybody stresses out and runs to the store, and it's crazy. Yes, I am stirring up controversy. Well, it's probably because they just haven't spent the few minutes to get to know me. You know, there's this thing called the Bible, and it kind of spells out Jesus's character. So when he comes back, you can recognize him by his character. But that's all been stripped, erased. Everybody thinks it's the lamb coming back. No, comes back as the lion, roaming around, devouring whom he can. Basically, they cut out of the Bible is Jesus comes as the lamb and comes back as the devil. The father comes back, pissed off. He's like, just like a mother and dad go out to dinner or whatever, and they leave the kids home. Okay, now don't throw a party or anything like that. And all of a sudden the restaurant was closed. You just got some takeout and came home early and caught the kids throwing a party, right? They're in trouble, right? Because they're throwing a party instead of, well, mom and dad were away. It's the same effect here. Dad came back. The father, he's part Jesus, part devil. That's what threw everybody off, because they didn't do their homework. They didn't read the thing right. Everybody's got their weird ass interpretations. It's like, it has to be read in its not entirety, but in its spirit. You can't just pick one line and at a time. There's an overall spirit to the book, just like the Constitution. I'm having real trouble with a lot of people that took an oath to the Constitution because they obviously didn't read it. Because if you'd have read it, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. You took an oath to protect the bad guys and do their bidding for them. What good was that oath? So I'm having a little trouble with the way this world was brainwashed, manipulated, and just manipulated and brainwashed. There's so many people that don't have any idea what's going to happen here soon. We got a few believers because they've been through some adversity in their life and found the Lord through their adversity. A lot of people haven't had to face anything yet, so they don't believe. It's like breathing the air, and you don't believe in such a thing as air because you can't see it. Yet you breathe it in. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. You still breathing it in. It's that simple. It's the same thing. But they have trouble. It's a cognitive dissonance, denial. They want to get away with their crimes and their sins and stuff, and not, have to face judgment or, do any of the shadow work that comes along with that. Admitting when you're wrong, apologizing. I don't see people apologize and say they're sorry and take responsibility. You know what? You caught me. You're right on that one. I shouldn't have done that. That was my bad. I'm so sorry. Let me make amends, make it up to you, and we'll try not to ever do that again. You address it and do your shadow work then while you can. Those are tools that you're going to use later on. But all lost and gone. Those art forms of treating each other nice and doing unto others as you would have do to you, that's all gone. I mean, people, it's just dog eat dog world. Everybody's out to get over on each other. I mean, if there was an opportunity to get over on somebody and you didn't take that opportunity, well, you're a fool now. You could have come up on their money and left them in the gutter, and you could have come up. But you didn't do it because you're a Christian. Well, now these days, that's foolish. It's like, wow. So you can tell we're getting close to the end when bad is good and good is bad. And just, we are there, man. Running around having abortions as birth control. Are you shitting me? It shouldn't even be an argument. It's so blatantly obvious that you're murdering somebody. And at least an adult has a chance to fight back. A little baby's trapped in the womb. It can't run away. It can't hide or it's. See how lost we are? We debate that still. Really? It's like, oh, I guess we didn't get out of the sandbox. We're still in kindergarten here. Did anybody mature? Did anybody grow up? Watch this media that lies to you and lies to you and lies to you. And then now they're going to give you disclosure. Disclosure from the liars? Really? Are you expecting to hear some good truth out of that disclosure that's coming from the liars? Because they're not giving the true disclosure. The true disclosure is me. I'm here. The fact that I went through this stuff and attained this position, the fact that I'm here, that's the real disclosure. UFOs, if you look at some paintings, historical paintings of Jesus, there's UFOs in the sky in the background, huh? You ever seen some of those old Renaissance paintings where it's Jesus on the cross with UFOs in the sky? What they doing there? Huh? Well, maybe it's part of the prophecy. They're the watchers. They show themselves when he returns, and now we have all this UFO activity. And they're going to disclose them. They'll disclose the demons, the fallen, but they won't give respect to the Father. You know, I've been pretty tolerant for a long time. And all I want is a simple thank you, a recognition, and thank you. Can I ask a favor from you? And you'll be like, okay, what is it? I'll do it for you. And he does. It's that simple, but I can't even get respect from my own family members. It's just weird. The weirdest thing. And I thought things had changed. And I'm like, Lord, why is everything changing? And he goes, no, not changing. It's still the same. The only thing that changed is your eyes. You're seeing it now. And I had to sit there and think on that one for a while. Yeah, no shit. They have always been like that. I just never saw it. So now you got eyes to see. It's not these people purposely doing stuff. They've been like that the whole time. You're just getting eyes to see now. I'm like, oh, just rip my eyeballs out, please. Sew my eyes shut. I can't see anymore. But unfortunately, I volunteered for this, and I'm glad it was me because I don't think anybody else would handle it too well. So, especially not being believed. You'd be like, no, really, I got pictures of it. And you'd be like, yeah, we're not going to look at it. We're not going to feed into your delusion. You're like, no, the best thing just happened. It's kind of scary. I'm a little scared. Nah, right, sure, whatever. But I worked my way through it. And now it's real. It is definitely real. And I'm just blessed to have an adopted family online. That's why we meet in the air, because I can't. You probably couldn't hang around me too long. I'm a walking trigger. I trigger people, and I'm like a mirror. I reflect back to them their flaws or whatever. So it's hard to have people, and I'm thankful for the ones that got here. All right, you guys, love you all. Bless you all. Have a good night, and I'll be back. I'm already back. Can't you tell? All right, bye, guys. Oh, there it is. Ding.